another deep dive into the new Minelab Manticore, so stay tuned. So probably one of the greatest features that I've seen off of this machine is going to be the new screen. The new screen is going to have a 2D graph on it, and with that graph it's going to really help you with target identification. So what does it actually look like? Well, I'm going to show you a couple of pictures that you guys can check out from a video that I've watched. And in those pictures, what I noticed was that the target ID is really going to help you make those decisions on whether to dig or not dig in a lot of cases. So what does it look like? Well, according to what was presented in a couple of the videos, it looks like that if you see a tighter dot in the middle of the screen or towards the middle of the screen, and that dot is real tight, then that's going to mean that it is a round object, such as a coin or a button or something else. But if you see that tight dot, that's going to indicate that it is a round object, and that might help you decide whether you're going to dig it or not. If it's not a tight dot, then that means that it is oddly shaped in a lot of cases, and there are some targets too that we dig that are oddly shaped. So again, the target ID screen and the 2D screen are going to help you identify whether it's a target that you're really interested in and might dig, or if you don't want to dig it at all. So again, I think the 2D screen is really going to help in those situations. Now, the other thing that the 2D screen is going to do is it's also going to help you figure out whether it's iron or not. So if it's going in the upper half of this screen, what you're going to see is you're going to usually see that it is going to be nails or some general ferrous target. Now, if it's going in the bottom half of the screen, the way it was explained on the videos, it's going to be bottle caps or big iron. So again, the 2D screen really helps you with target ID. Of course, the tighter dot in the center is going to let you know whether it's round or not. And then, of course, if it's in the upper half or the lower half, those are going to be ferrous objects. So again, I think this is going to help a person decide whether they want to dig the target or not, especially if you're limited on time. I know some sites I only get one shot at, so I'm going to go in there trying to cherry pick those sites. I might use this screen to help me decide whether I want to dig that target or not dig that target, because I'm very limited on time. So again, the 2D screen looks like it's going to be a great feature for the Minelab Manticore. So one other thing that I noticed from some of the videos is going to be the audio mode. So on the Minelab Manticore, you're going to have 3 audio modes that you'll be able to pick. It's going to be normal, enhanced, and continuous. Those 3 audio modes are going to be used in different ways. Of course, normal sounds like the traditional Minelab sounds that we're used to. Enhanced is supposed to be to make targets sound a little more faint the deeper they are. So it's going to be more for the experienced user. It allows you to hear those deeper targets as being very faint, and it also helps reduce interference when you're using the enhanced mode. The enhanced mode is going to be more for the experienced users. The final one on there is called continuous, and continuous has something called VCO, which is voltage controlled oscillator. What that means is that that setup is made for really hunting deeper targets. So if you've already been through a site and you've cleaned it out and there's not a lot of iron, you might want to try the continuous mode. So by using that continuous mode, you're going to be able to hear those really, really deep targets. And but the only problem with that is that by using it, you're not going to get the discrimination that you might get with the other 2 modes. So again, you're losing discrimination, but you're gaining depth with the continuous mode, or at least that's how it was explained in the video. So if you do get over an iron target using the Minelab Manticore, you will see a red line in the upper or top half of the graph. So when using that 2D graph, you will see a red line. If it's really iron, it's going to let you know with that red line that will be indicated in the top half. Another great feature on the Minelab Manticore is the discrimination patterns. You'll be able to pick from two. You'll be able to pick a custom, and you'll be able to pick all metal as well. So you'll have two that you'll be able to pick from on the discrimination patterns. So let's look a little bit at recovery speed. It looks like on the Minelab Manticore, the recovery speed is going to go all the way up to 8, with it being the fastest. And on sensitivity, it looks like you can turn the sensitivity all the way up to 35. The final thing as far as some of these settings go is that the ID screen is on a 99 scale. So you'll have from 1 to 99 on the new Minelab Manticore. So the Minelab Manticore will also feature a Ferrous Volume, very similar to iron volume on some other machines. With the Ferrous Volume, you'll be able to, turn up the iron and you can hear all the iron. You can turn it all the way down and you cannot listen to a piece of iron at all. I tend to use this when I'm on a site that I just know is loaded with iron, and sometimes my ears get fatigued from listening to all that iron. So sometimes I'll turn the iron volume all the way down and just hunt it, just trying to hear those non-ferrous targets. But you will have an iron volume or a ferrous volume, which is what they're calling it, on the new Minelab Manticore. So let's look at search programs. From the video that I watched, it looks like there were 10 that were featured on that video. All-terrain fast, all-terrain general, all-terrain low conductor, all-terrain high conductor, and all-terrain trash reject. So those were the ones that were in the all-terrain search programs. So again, you can adjust those to whatever site you're hunting. So if you're hunting the beach, the programs that were featured on the video that I observed on the Minelab Manticore were Beach General, Beach Low Conductor, Beach Surf and Salt Water, a Beach Deep. So whatever the conditions are that you're going to be hunting, you can select any of those programs to help you out. So it looks like the Minelab Manticore has a good selection there. Now there could be more, but these were the ones that I observed on some of the videos that have already been put out there. They will have a goldfield mode on the Minelab Manticore. And so again, if you're into prospecting, maybe if you live out west here in the United States, then you might want to select that goldfield mode to go out there and look for those small nuggets.